and Dayton. It'll be Walker Kessler and Russell Chiwa, the Texas Tech transfer, in to take the opening tip. Plenty of orange and blue, whole lot of green and gold. Let's get it going between the Tigers and the Bulls on Friday night in Amalie Arena. Auburn wins the opening tip, and Wendell Green Jr. will take it into the front court. Jasper loses possession of the ball and a fight forward in the lane, and it'll be a jump ball.
Good early start defensively for South Florida, because that's what Auburn wants to do. Turn the corner on a ball screen or go screen and get downhill quickly. Good help defense from the Bulls that first possession.
That's exactly what Coach Brian Gregory, who we just talked about, wants to see his teams historically very defensive at USF, and Auburn getting aggressive as well. Green fighting for his life, just gets it off to Caleb Murphy. Driving the baseline, trouble from behind. Walker Kessler got in there, and it's going back to Auburn.
Did you see Walker Kessler go vertical on that, on help defense without fouling? I don't know how many 7-footers can have that kind of discipline. Wow.
There's Jabari Smith, who we talked about. A surefire lottery pick for the Tigers. Ten to shoot for Auburn. Driving the lane and stuff from behind. Caleb Murphy got in there. All AAC freshman team selection. It's in there, his second stuff of the season.
Was a big challenge for Caleb Murphy coming into this season. Could he embody the type of defense that Coach Gregory expects from him?
South Florida with back-to-back stops. Auburn coming up empty on their first 2 possessions.
Well, Coach Pearl told us in the conversation yesterday, he said, this is a really physical team. We have to be careful. They're going to get up into us. They're going to try to cause turnovers. We have to be really sound.
Long jumper from Murphy falls a tad short, and Auburn clears the board. Wendell Green Jr., the sophomore out of Detroit. Pass into Jabari Smith, and South Florida continuing to create disruption. Jake Boggs in there. And Smith coughs it up. 3 straight empty possessions for the Tigers to start the night.
That's something that Auburn's going to have to figure out. They're a great transition offense team. They run some great sets. They are not a good isolation team on offense. One-on-one, when the chips are down, who steps up to make a shot?
Stay with Auburn. South Florida disruptive start. A scoreless opening minute and a half.
You can't throw lackadaisical passes against this Auburn defense. It ain't happening. You just can't do that. That's actually why Coach Gregory's calling a timeout. He says, you guys have to understand, you have to attack this press. If you throw lazy, soft lob passes, Auburn will carve you up.
A lot of newcomers on both sides in this one. You mentioned that for Auburn. A lot of transfers on this roster. And when you're trying to compose a new team year to year, that makes it tough with the introduction of the transfer portal, just trying to find chemistry.
For both teams, but for all teams in college basketball, recruiting's different. You know, who do you recruit harder now? High school players? Players in the transfer portal, or your own players? It's kind of like a 3-headed monster that you have to do as a coaching staff. You're in 3 different recruiting modes throughout the season and after the season.
Auburn coming in a 2-0 start. South Florida 2-1. Jabari Smith is the headline for this Auburn team. Very deep, very strong in their front court especially. And for South Florida, trying to get what would be a historic win tonight. Auburn leads the all-time series 5-1. South Florida's lone win in the series came back in the early 2010s. Five to shoot. Chiwa going to take the jumper, and it rattles in and out. Auburn gets the board. Long shot, bounces off back iron. And we still are scoreless. Right side, Green. And trampolines out for the Bulls. Chiwa's second chance points are there, and South Florida opens the scoring, a 2-0 lead.
Auburn doesn't give up many second chance points, so that's big for South Florida. Again, can South Florida exploit bad transition defense for the Auburn Tigers.
Jabari Smith double teamed, will kick out in front, the three. And a brick for Devin Cambridge. And South Florida will get possession. And that last basket for Russell Chiwa is exactly what Coach Gregory was talking about during the week. They got to get second chance opportunities.
Really what Coach Gregory's looking for is the number of points that we score on offensive rebounds should equal the number of offensive rebounds we have. We have 10 offensive rebounds. We have to convert on at least half of those. We want 10 offensive rebounds, 10 points from those 0 rebounds. That's the metric he's looking for.
Green driving the lane, floater is up, and it's too strong. Jabari Smith reaches up with all 6'10" of him and brings it down. Auburn fast in transition, and Chris Moore can't finish. Murphy kicks to the corner, open three, money. Jameer Chaplin sinks it home.
This is the kind of start that Coach Bruce Pearl was trying to avoid. Happened versus ULM a few days ago as they came out a little bit flat. South Florida bigger, stronger, faster than ULM taking advantage.
And another empty possession for Auburn. And a foul as they go up the floor.
Coach Gregory on the sideline just gave a massive fist pump to Caleb Murphy. It wasn't about the steal. It was about the extra effort and help defense from his star guard in Caleb Murphy. Those are the types of winning plays that Coach Gregory has been looking for from his star guard Murphy.
Bulls moving the ball around the perimeter. Green stumbles, kicks out onto the wing for Caleb Murphy. Jumper from the free throw line, he's on target. Caleb Murphy, a strong start for the Bulls, and they lead by 7.
And that's his game. He's got that old school 1-2 dribble jumper, and he's a big guard, so the ability to rise above his defender is something that he does very well.
Johnson lost it. Here come the Bulls, fast break on the other end, and the finish. Sam Hines, the Denver transfer.
There is no fear right now from the Bulls. They are absolutely dialed in on the defensive end.
Johnson driving in, too strong. Cardwell pulls it down for Auburn. Corner three. And it's right on target for KD Johnson. The Georgia transfer gets Auburn on the board.
I think we talk a lot about Green and Smith, but KD Johnson is a microwave. Georgia transfer, he's got special ability on the offensive end.
Caleb Murphy's pretty special as well. Knocks down the jumper, and South Florida's up 11-3. Back to KD Johnson. He had 21 points against Auburn in his collegiate debut at Georgia. That was the third most ever by a Georgia freshman. Smith has to defer back out to Jasper with 10 to shoot. South Florida is suffocating on defense. Smith, entry from the wing and a two-handed flush. That'll get the Auburn fans going.
Come on. Come on. That ain't fair, Ryan. That ain't fair.
Jabari Smith is a
That's a
grown
pro.
man.
Yeah, well, that's just a pro move. It's just not a lot of guys that can do that kind of thing. Catch, rip, baseline. That's why he's a hybrid post.
And got tripped up. That'll elicit the foul.
Add that to this great defense. If they become more consistent from the three-point line, this team could really surprise some people in the American Conference.
South Florida picked tied 9th with Tulane in the AAC preseason poll. Murphy, the long jumper, knocks it down. South Florida still strong out of the timeout.
That's a big-time move by Caleb Murphy. You've got an isolation situation with an Auburn front court that isn't quite ready for dribble drive action. That was a good job of taking advantage by Murphy.
Murphy already up to 6 points. Working off his screen. Baseline drive, the floater too long. And it's going to go back to South Florida off the whistle.
Auburn has 6 turnovers so far with 12:50 left in the first half. This is a team, is one of the top teams in the country at turn the ball. They only average 8 turnovers a game.
And a foul on the way back down along the baseline. And that was, kind of one of the things that we were talking about was going to be a big factor in tonight's game was who could best control the ball tonight, who was going to play clean, not turn the ball over. And so far, South Florida's had the advantage in that regard.
And those turnovers for Auburn are coming in your typical half-court offense. It's not like South Florida is pressuring really hard. They're not trapping. They're not full-court pressing.
Got to get that off. Just does by a beat, and Hines with the finish underneath.
The ball fake at the rim saved Hines. You knew Kessler wanted to come from the weak side for the block, and Hines with the pump fake bought himself some time.
Pass down to Kessler. Using that big frame to try and work in, and he draws the foul.
Kessler has such good footwork inside of 8 feet from the rim. He's patient. He's way more athletic than people give him credit for. And he has that kind of sneaky game where he's big enough to where he can go over top of you. But he can also find angles and go underneath you as well. Very savvy post player.
Bruce Pearl, when we were talking to him during the week, he said, well, he hasn't made any of his threes or his frees. He's now 0 for 3 from the charity stripe so far this season.
And that's all in the head. He has all the skills and tools and form to be a great free throw shooter and three-point shooter. That's just more repetition and confidence.
There is his first made free throw of the season. Auburn bringing a little bit of pressure. And Mike, what does this press do for Auburn that they like to run?
Well, there's multiple presses that they'll throw at South Florida, but ultimately they want to take you out of your rhythm. They want to make you take shots like that you don't practice. Trey Moss doesn't practice a fadeaway, wrong foot layup. He doesn't practice that. And that's what the press is designed to do.
Auburn will run it up. Tigers trailing by 9 to start the night at Amalie Arena. Going back to the big man again. Fadeaway hook shot goes off the front of the iron. South Florida clears another rebound. Freshman Trey Moss into the front court. Chaplin just gets that off of a defender. Ten to shoot for South Florida. Auburn suffocating. Chiwa. Room to move down the lane, and that is going to draw the offensive foul.
Devin Cambridge saw that from a mile away. Chiwa, post player with a full head of steam. That's a big-time defensive play by Cambridge. Stepping up, taking the charge. Well done by Cambridge.
Over 11 to go. Back to Tampa after this. It has been a sluggish start for the Auburn Tigers in downtown Tampa. We welcome you back. Ryan Urquhart with Mike O'Donnell. And Auburn had a slow start against Louisiana Monroe last time out too, but the Tigers came back in the second half with 56 points. What's Auburn going to kind of change up and find their spark?
Well, it usually starts with defensive pressure. South Florida's entire mantra starts with defense, and actually so does Auburn's. It's just different styles. Auburn wants to play fast, aggressive, and physical. But it's really difficult to set up a press if you're not getting to the free throw line, if you're not getting easy buckets in transition. So Auburn needs to tighten the screws a little bit. Way too many turnovers early for Auburn. They figure that out. They'll be just fine.
And on the flip side of that, South Florida, they haven't turned the ball over very much either. And Auburn doing just that there, and South Florida will get possession. Auburn without a field goal in the last 2 minutes and 48 seconds of action. Tigers are just 2 for 8 from the floor overall.
You know, and you mentioned the Louisiana Monroe game and the slow start for Auburn. It was the bench for Auburn that really stepped up. Chris Moore had 16 off the bench. Katie Johnson had 18 off the bench. So this Auburn team is so deep. Who could be the guy, the spark plug for the Tigers to turn this thing around? Oh, what
Rain
pass.
falling down. Great pass to the wing, and Hines left it just a little bit long. Auburn with a 3-ball of their own, and that bounces off the backboard. And South Florida is going to get possession back.
This feels like a time for Auburn, for Zep Jasper to make a big defensive play. Missing that spark, you're missing that energy.
And Zep's a guy, Mike, that you feel like could be maybe defensive player of the year caliber in the SEC this season if everything goes right for him.
Yeah, he's that good of an on-ball defender. Absolutely locked down in the half court.
And a foul hard down low on the baseline. And that was a pretty tough tumble for Javon Green, the hero from the last game. And that is a 5th foul on Auburn.
Did you see that from Caleb Murphy? He didn't do that last season. His guys were not huddled up after a big foul like that. Caleb Murphy said, hey guys, come on, let's go, huddle up. That's the sign of maturity, the sign of leadership starting to take hold for this young South Florida Bull.
Javon Green about 80% on his free throws so far, misses the first, and it will be Jabari Smith checking back in. And especially for such a young guy, too, you love to see that kind of an attitude and being able to take charge. Green rattles home the second. And South Florida does come up with some points there. And they stretch the lead back out, 16-6. There's Wendell Green, the Eastern Kentucky transfer. Green scooting along the baseline, kicks to Cambridge. 15 to shoot for Auburn. Nice kick out, the fake, the shot, and a little bit too hard. Goes far rim and out of play. Boy, the Tigers just can't seem to even buy a bucket right now.
Auburn's had a couple good looks from three. The drive and kick offense, when they go to that open offense, 5 out, the guards are good enough to drive and kick, get in the paint, out for open 3 looks. Have not been able to find the mark so far in this first half.
That's the second time we've seen a little bit of hesitation on the inbound from South Florida. Auburn's making it tough on them right now.
I would hesitate to get the ball in bounds too against Auburn's full court defense. You kidding me?
Chiwa muscling in and leaves it a little bit right, and Kessler brings in the rebound. Big man on big man down low.
If you aren't going to pump fake against Kessler, you might as well just not shoot it.
Jabari Smith is a bad man, knocking it down from long range.
How many 6'10" freshmen in semi-transition can dribble into a 3 like that? Not many, Ryan.
And threw it away. Zep Jasper. Fast break to the other end, and Green disrupted the shot. It's going to stay with Auburn. But that was great defense from South Florida to prevent the transition points.
I would say one of the better things that South Florida's done is playing physical and hard without fouling. Green threw the bad turnover, didn't pout about it, sprinted back in transition and made a play.
By South Florida, beg your pardon. And Green knocks it out on the sideline. 20 to shoot for Auburn.
What Javon Green just did on that play and what South Florida's guards have done really well is they are sitting in the gaps defensively. They are suffocating Auburn and not allowing them to get into the paint area.
And Jabari Smith off the front of the cup. And you can't lose that guy out in space down low. He'll make you pay most of the time. South Florida is still leading by 7. Here's one of those aforementioned transfers, Jake Boggs. Back over to Murphy. Less than 10 to shoot for South Florida. Murphy creating his own space. And goodness gracious, the jumper for Caleb Murphy. What a start for him tonight. He's up to 8 points.
That was tough. He had Auburn shifting and moving and stuttering. The body control, wow.
South Florida lapping the Tigers right now, 18-9. Jabari Smith, another three. This one's a little too much, and Auburn, a lot of threes going off of that backboard. A lot of shots in general. 7:49 to go in the opening half. Jabari Smith is the highest ever rated recruited player at Auburn. Same can be said for Caleb Murphy. 72nd player in the ESPN 100 coming into South Florida, was a 4-star. And coaches really rave about him, Bruce Pearl and Brian Gregory both.
Yeah, we had offers from Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, and Clemson coming out of high school, and really kind of fell in love with the city of Tampa and South Florida, and the opportunity to be the guy at South Florida.
Green kicks out to the wing. The three is well short as the shot clock expires.
Second shot clock violation for Auburn in this first half.
That's a credit to what South Florida's defense has done so far. This has been a picture-perfect start for Brian Gregory's Bulls. Quick inbound to Boggs.
One-3-1 zone for Auburn. South Florida expected to see this a few times this game, worked on it in shoot around.
It's Caleb Murphy with a baseline jumper too far. And great presence from Chiwa to Green on target. The George Mason transfer from long distance.
When's the best time to shoot a three, Ryan? Offensive rebounds, my friend. Offensive rebounds. Just testing your basketball knowledge here.
I was going to say, if you're South Florida, about any time seems like a good time so far. And looking back at this three ball from Green, this was a beauty.
Everybody always says that the best time to shoot a three is on offensive rebounds because the defense is sucked in around the rim for the rebound. That's partially true. The other half that makes it fully true is that that's how players practice. They practice by receiving passes from underneath the rim, from a rebounder, so it's more natural to get a pass from that angle.
Smith inbounding for Auburn. And that will draw the foul. That was Jean Jameer Chaplin.
If I'm Auburn and South Florida, I'm reading how the referees are calling this game. They're starting to call it a little bit more tighter. South Florida wants to play physical, but Auburn could get in the bonus really quickly.
Close for Jabari Smith, but no cigar. Bulls pushing the tempo. And the alley-oop bounces out. Rebound for South Florida. Green will try a jumper, and that's short as well. And a few breaks for the Tigers. They'll push it, and it's left short on the left side, and it draws the foul. Well, it was a great pass, but just couldn't put it home.
Those are the type of plays you have to finish. Now, that's Jalen McCreary, number 4, 6'8". He's a South Carolina transfer. He's just starting to develop his rhythm. Hasn't had the consistent preseason leading into practice and the exhibition games that he really wanted to. Coming back from a couple different setbacks, but ultimately McCreary's going to be a guy that's going to be counted upon heavily for South Florida, especially coming off the bench.
Auburn struggling from the free throw line to start 1 for 3. KD Johnson Big spark off the bench against Louisiana Monroe. Finished that game with 18 points and 4 for 5 from beyond the arc. That student section making it tough on him, but he converts the second opportunity. South Florida struggling with that inbound again, just gets it into Boggs.
Lazy pass.
And nearly stolen away by Auburn, but Chris Moore stepped out on the sideline.
That's a gift. That was just a teardrop floater, lazy pass. You're kidding yourself if you think that you can get away with something like that with this high-octane Auburn defense. It ain't happening.
If there's one word you could describe this Auburn team with, it's aggressive. They will attack you all night long. Right side, Trey on the way, bounces out. And a tussle for the rebound as McCreary brings it in off of a jump ball. And the South Carolina transfer will get South Florida the possession. Jalen McCreary coming off of some illness, and he's still kind of working back into a rhythm. Coaches say he's at full strength, but because he missed 8, 9, 10 days of practice, still has to get back in that groove.
Had 5 points, 3 blocks in 10 minutes in the previous game. So you could see there's flashes of him being a really productive player for the Bulls, but it takes time. If the game's about rhythm, you've got to accept and learn how that rhythm comes to you.
Murphy gives over to Green, curls around off the glass, rattles in and through.
You're not going to go over Kessler. You have to go under him or you have to go through him.
The freshman fades away, and DJ Patrick brings it in for South Florida. Murphy, the longest of jumpers, gets it to go.
That's a bad shot for most players, a long two like that, but that's a comfortable shot for Murphy. Oh, what a drive by Johnson.
Great drive, gets the foul. Taking a look back at these last couple of South Florida buckets, they're just executing to perfection right now.
Well, again, you need to go underneath Kessler or you have to ball fake around the rim. It's the only way to get a bucket. And then Murphy, patience, sizing up the defense. That's a quick release. Ultra smooth inside the arc.
KD Johnson to the line for 2. That's cash money, make him 2 for 3.
And I'm not trying to be negative at all towards Auburn because this is a team that's going to be in the NCAA tournament. This is a team that can win games in the NCAA tournament. They are one of the top 25 most efficient offensive teams in the country so far through 2 games. They are shooting 18% from the field. They're only 3 of 17 from the field. Something needs to change and change quickly for Auburn.
Tigers haven't had a field goal in the last 4 minutes. Caleb Murphy, great pass, but runs into the teeth of that Auburn defense.
Oh, no.
You can't test Kessler at the rim.
This is a bit chaotic. One side of the arena likes it, the other side not so much. And Walker Kessler, what can you say about him? He's such an incredible defender at the rim, and Bruce Pearl said he's exactly what they're looking for at the next level. A running, shooting big man who can protect the rim like he did there.
He's been doing that since his freshman year at North Carolina. He has the ACC tournament freshman record of 8 blocks in the second round game versus Notre Dame. Do you know who the previous record holder was, Ryan? UNC star Eric Montross. You're too young to remember Montross. I'm an old guy.
Will Boggs on the inbound. Auburn with an opportunity. Great defensive play and an easy layup for KD Johnson.
That's the 3rd time that Javon Green has dribbled into trouble. You can't dribble into dead man's corner. You've got to be way more sound than that. You feel the energy starting to shift and change in Auburn's favor because it's the press. It can wear you down. Sometimes it only takes one turnover to ignite this Tigers defense. You can't pick up your dribble there, and you can't dribble yourself out of trouble either. Pick it up, call timeout. You've got plenty of timeouts in the first half. You've got the momentum. Keep the game slow and under control, or else Auburn, 10 points for Auburn is nothing for them in a couple of minutes of play because of their press.
Auburn making themselves known right now in the crowd. And Murphy airballs off the left side in what the Auburn fans refer to as the road witnesses, making it tough on South Florida's home away from home.
And that was I consider that a poor shot by Caleb Murphy. You had plenty of time on the shot clock to get the defense shifted a little bit. Different momentum, different feel right now for Auburn. Good ball fake.
Trying to take it to the rim himself. Second chance opportunity falls for Jalen Williams. Tigers on an 8-0 run. South Florida leaves it short, and Tigers gobble it up. Zep Jasper. Alley-oop. Put it home. Back-to-back scores for Jalen Williams.
That was such a great pass ahead by Jasper. He gets the hockey assist credit for that play. Coach Gregory has to get the timeout because his team is completely flustered by this Auburn aggressive full-court press.
Amalie Arena is rocking. 3:48 to go in the first half. Just a 5-point lead for USF. Has quickly got this Auburn fan base juiced up. You can't buy a season ticket for the rest of the year. They're sold out for the 2021-22 season back on the Plains, and they've traveled well to Tampa, Florida tonight. Caleb Murphy.
Look at Jasper. Look at Jasper.
Corner three on target, and South Florida grabs back a little bit of momentum.
You got to know your scatter report. Over 95% of DJ Patrick's field goal attempts, all of his field goal attempts, 95% of them have been from three.
Muscling in and off the glass for Kalen Williams.
Like that touch from Jalen Williams. He was one of the SEC's most improved players last season. Went from averaging 2 points a game as a freshman to 10 as a sophomore.
Patrick shakes a defender, takes the jumper, and falls a little bit short. Second chance opportunity is there for South Florida. Bulls 11 second chance points in this first half. They're up by 8. Three on the way. And Caleb Murphy brings it in off the board. Devin Cambridge can't knock it down. Murphy pops a jumper and gets fouled.
That game is really working for him. The mid-range game, semi-transition, you've got Jasper backpedaling. That's the battle. I really think tonight, I'm telling you, Ryan, Caleb Murphy versus Zep Jasper, that's the battle. Can Jasper muster enough physicality, and can he turn Murphy enough without fouling in order to slow down Caleb Murphy? They haven't been able to do it. Murphy's been really good this first half.
You know, we got an opportunity to talk to Zep Jasper before this game. Of course, the college landscape has been sort of revolutionized with the introduction of NIL. And, you know, he's done a really good job capitalizing on some of his opportunities.
He has multiple NIL deals. He was awesome to talk to. I absolutely loved his mindset. And one of the things he's doing, too, he's working with a sandal company called iSlide, and his ability to, he's going to give the proceeds all to charity. How mature, cool, and selfless is that for Zep Jasper? So awesome.
And South Florida gets the turnover. Patrick left it a little bit short. Jabari Smith trying to get the rebound. And it'll be Auburn ball.
Patrick has to give that up. 2-on-1 fast break, you at least got to give it up early, or you got to look like you're going to pass it. Well, Coach Pearl is irate right now.
He's an animated one along that Auburn sideline.
As you can see right there, you probably need to give that up. You're challenging one of the great athletes in college basketball, in Jabari Smith. You need to make a better decision than that.
In and out. And South Florida, great job to keep that in play.
And behind the back save opportunity from Javon Green. Wow.
Muscling in. And got fouled on the way up. Blocking foul is called. That was Byron Matos, the transfer to New Mexico.
Matos actually got away with a travel. He picked up his pivot foot before he put the ball on the floor in that ISO post situation. Got lucky.
Matos actually had an offer from Auburn and Bruce Pearl coming out of high school. He was a pretty good baseball player as well over in the Dominican Republic. He was one of the country's best infielders behind Wander Franco, the Tampa Bay Rays. Misses the first.
Spent some time as a pitcher as well, threw over 90 miles an hour a few games. Could you imagine trying to line up against Matos, staring him at that mound? No way. I'm bunting.
You know, when he came over from the Dominican Republic, he used Google Translate to learn English, and he would have to use it when ordering food. That's kind of how he learned the language.
Incredible.
He's had an incredible story on his journey to end up here with South Florida's team.
And you're over here complaining about the Wi-Fi. Jeez.
That bounces out for Devin Cambridge. Finds its way in. So 33-24 South Florida, with a chance to take the lead on Auburn into the locker room. That's a little strong. We'll go back to the Tigers. And what a great first half for Brian Gregory, Scott. Looking back, South Florida has come out on fire. They've shot 13 for 31 from the field, 3 for 8 from beyond the arc, and a lot of second chance opportunities for South Florida, which Brian Gregory himself said was going to be a major key for their success.
In my opinion, I think Coach Gregory's really happy with his defensive effort. He's held Auburn to 31% from the field, and also they only have 5 turnovers. South Florida has only turned the ball over 5 times against this pressure defense. That's impressive.
Williams is going to try the 3. And the Tigers still struggling from downtown. Second chance doesn't go. A fight for the board in the lane. This is going to stay with Auburn.
Berman has brought some energy off the bench for Auburn. He has been super aggressive on the offensive glass, on the defensive end. Brought a lot of needed energy and effort off the bench for Auburn.
Leo Berman appeared in 11 games off the bench last season, 8 in SEC play. So here in the waning moments of this first half, South Florida hasn't had a field goal in the last 2 minutes and 36 seconds, but it hasn't mattered because, to your point, Auburn just can't seem to find a way to break through. And we knew this was going to be a physical matchup coming in, and it's proved to be that so far.
I think one of the most impressive things for South Florida is they took a punch. When Auburn went on that 10-0 run, they got a couple of steals in transition from the press. That easily could have completely changed the momentum of the game. But ultimately, it's been Caleb Murphy who has steadied the ship amongst really kind of dangerous waters. They were able to break the press, and his ability to knock down tough, contested, long jumpers, long twos, has been the catalyst for South Florida weathering this storm.
Murphy, 11 points. He's had 3 rebounds and 3 assists in 19 minutes of action through the first half. Jabari Smith is going to inbound for Auburn. 4.3 to go. Got to get his shot off quick. Pass down low, the hook shot off the window. And Jalen Williams again comes through. 8 points for him in the
love about his game. That's the way the NBA system is.
And when we were talking to Jabari after shoot-around, he kind of affirmed that. He said he takes cues from guys like KD, like Giannis, like AD. He's someone who studies the game, and he's just a gym rat.
Yeah, I asked Coach Pearl, without bringing up Jabari Smith, who's the biggest gym rat on your team? And he goes, oh, no question, it's Jabari Smith. When your best player and future lottery pick is the guy who's in the gym the most working, that's a really good sign.
Jabari Smith has put 25 pounds on since showing up to Auburn. He's been developing well in Bruce Pearl's program.
actually see a lot of Evan Mobley in his game as well from USC, recently drafted, who's having an outstanding NBA season. There he is.
A little too much on it, but the foul will be called. Highest rated player to ever sign at Auburn. Was it fourth program McDonald's All-American? Coach Pearl said he's got stuff that just you can't teach. Comes from a great basketball family. His dad, Jabari Smith Sr., played at LSU in the late 90s, early 2000s. His dad's cousin is also Kwame Brown. Remember that name, the 2001 #1 overall pick.
It's an impressive young man. Speaking to him before the game, embodies a ton of humility. All he wanted to talk about was his teammates, his love for Auburn. Just a really impressive young man. It was a joy speaking with him.
Just a great kid. South Florida trying to man up in the paint, and Walker Kessler's got a block. He's one of the best in the country at getting those stuffs. And a shot clock violation. It's going back to Auburn.
Well, Auburn's 5th in the country in blocks per game. If you aren't ball faking against Walker Kessler, you might as well just kick it out. You're just not going to win that battle. Because he's 7 foot, he's got great length, yes, but he has phenomenal timing on his blocks, and he doesn't foul.
And an errant pass is intercepted by Javon Green. And they got a loose shoe on the floor. K.D. Johnson lost a sneaker. South Florida clears the board for a moment, but Auburn gets the steal.
We lost
K.D.
another
Johnson
shoe.
Doesn't have a shoe, kicks to the corner. The three bounces out for Auburn. Another opportunity from the corner, and this one's short. South Florida gets the rebound this time. And it's Caleb Murphy as they're going to get a foul, and this might be an opportunity for K.D. Johnson to finally get his shoe back.
That should be an intentional foul by Auburn. As we lost the shoe twice. And that looked like it should have been an intentional foul. When you wrap a player up like that, that's not a basketball play. It's what Coach Gregory was screaming about.
Caleb Murphy facing a little press from Wendell Green. 2 Greens on the floor today, one with an E, one without. One with the E plays in white and green tonight. Big block down low again for Auburn. And it's going back to the Tigers. Auburn was the best team in the country at blocks per game last season, and that is carried over into 2021 in a big way.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say it again. Okay, Ryan, don't yell at me. If you aren't going to pump fake against Walker Kessler, do not shoot the ball around the rim if he's coming from the weak side. It will be swatted away or gobbled up.
Curry range 3 is a little bit short, and South Florida gets the rebound. I'm not going to yell at you, but you can yell that from the rooftops. As a sentiment, I think a lot of coaches, not just around this arena, but around the country, would share when you're dealing with Auburn down low.
Here's a little bit of Princeton action for South Florida.
And it's going to be a jump ball call. Possession arrow is with the orange and blue.
I sense a renewed spirit by Auburn defensively to stay locked in, a commitment to help side. They're digging at dribble penetration in the gaps. A little bit what we saw against that Louisiana Monroe team. Started out slow, a little bit flat, and defense ignited everything. Oh, we almost caught him.
Good team to shoot for Auburn. Working off his screen, South Florida mauls him on the sideline. It's going to stay with Auburn. 3 seconds on the shot clock.
This will be really interesting to watch here for Auburn. They're one of the best sideline and baseline out-of-bound teams. Coach Pearl always has a great set play on sideline out-of-bounds for these type of situations.
Beg your pardon, shot clock's going to reset here to 20.
No, they're bringing it back to 3 seconds. There should be.
That was right the first time. Wondering what would have prompted it. Gonna be Devin Cambridge to inbound here.
Alley-oop.
Kessler, a two-handed staple at the rim.
Kessler just completely juked Matos right out of his Adidas. Wow.
Kessler was dealing with some illness this week. The only thing sick there was that two-handed jam.
I told you something unique was coming from Coach Pearl.
If there's a guy you don't want to lose down the lane, it's big number 13 for Auburn. 5 to shoot. Hines gets tangled up, and it's a jump.
And they're going to get a tie-up or they're going to get a block, guaranteed.
2 seconds on the shot clock out of the timeout. They got to go quick. Turnaround jumper. Left it a little short. And the rebound by South Florida. Chaplin got it. And a fresh 20 to work with for the Bulls. Long jumper. Got it down. His first field goal of the second half for USF.
Usually, you want teams taking long two-pointers. That's analytically a bad shot. But for South Florida, they have guys that can actually knock that down. Nice skip.
Auburn passing the ball well around the perimeter. Bounce pass to the baseline, and it's disrupted by USF. It's going to stay with Auburn. 8 seconds on the shot clock. South Florida looking for its first win against an SEC opponent since they defeated Alabama back in 2013. They trail 5-1 in the all-time series against Auburn. Williams down low again. He was a factor down the stretch of that first half. Auburn trying to beat the shot clock, and they can't do it. Great defense from South Florida on that sequence.
That's the third forced shot clock violation that South Florida has been able to do on Auburn.
.15 minutes to go. South Florida trying to shock the number 21 team in the country. Right side three on the way, and it spirals home. Big 3 ball for the Bulls, and they're back out in front by 9.
You see Coach Gregory on the sideline says, keep moving, keep moving. That possession was a crisp offensive possession because there was a lot of movement in their motion offense instead of just stand still and wait.
Into traffic, couldn't get it to go. Kessler is blocked. Don't see that very often. Can't convert the chance, and a 4th time or so is the charm.
Well, if you get a block against Kessler, if you're not trying to push him out for the offensive rebound, you're making a mistake because you're just not going to out-jump a guy like that.
That's one you put on the highlight reel at the end of the season. No foul is called, trying to draw the charge there. Tigers in transition. And the foul is called there, a charge against Cambridge.
Let's take a look and see if Green was set. Set pretty good, Ryan. Initially, it looked like there was a lot of movement, but I thought that's a pretty good call by the referee and a nice job by Green getting set.
That was on the heels of Auburn trying to draw that exact same call. Jalen Williams on the other end. Caleb Murphy glides to the rim. He has been electric tonight for South Florida. He's up to 13 points. That 3 ball falls short. Auburn with the rebound. And an errant pass into the lane. Green. Euro step. Big block for the Tigers. Dylan Cardwell. Johnson, the right wing 3. That's left short. Gets his own shot. Green from the parking lot. And the rim's out. Cambridge is blocked. McCreary makes the play. It stays with the Tigers.
I don't understand that offensive possession for Auburn at all. Here's a block. Just an absolute monster block by Cardwell. Again, can't take it up weak, soft. We got a little shuffling underneath the rim here, Ryan.
It has been a physical game tonight between Auburn and South Florida.
Oh, pretty.
Big slam for Jalen Williams.
That was set up beautifully by Wendell Green Jr. getting downhill with a little lob pass.
No good. And a foul. It's going back to Auburn. And looking back at this last one, big alley-oop. That was a pretty one from Auburn.
Well, splitting the ball screen, just really nicely done by Wendell Green. He's one of the best guards I've seen so far this year, not just splitting the ball screen, but turning the corner, getting downhill quickly and efficiently.
The number 21 Tigers on trouble on the road at Amalie Arena tonight. Their first game away from Auburn Arena this season.
South Florida's anchor defensively. Chiwa, here's the lob again.
Tigers go back to back, and they're roaring here with the alley-oops. Devin Cambridge making that rim flex. And all of a sudden, Auburn's got a lot of momentum in the gym here.
That's a foul by Green. That's 100% of 3 different fouls by Green on that possession.
Chaplin comes up short on the long-range 3 ball from out in front. And Wendell Green will take it up the floor. Tigers slowing it up a little bit. 2 big alley-oops for the Tigers. Johnson works his way around Matos and gets the finish off the window.
He's just a grown man player. He's just confident, physical, under control. I love KD Johnson's game.
A steal by Auburn to the rim, and another finish for the Tigers. KD Johnson flexing on him from the baseline.
Here comes the timeout for South Florida.
And South Florida needing to stall some momentum. Auburn is back within a point. Bruce Pearl. And what would be their best start since the season where they made a run to the Final Four. And a block on the baseline from Cardwell. Well, he's a big man down there. And they've been giving USF trouble all night long on the inbound passes.
That's point guard Trey Moss, backup point guard Trey Moss taking the ball out of bounds. You have to pump fake to get Cardwell moving.
Does exactly that. They just get it off. It's into DJ Patrick. Works off his screen. Chaplin with 1 to shoot, floats it up, underhanded hook, rebound by South Florida, and a fresh shot clock. A foul along the baseline. And one of the tough things for South Florida right now is Russell Chiwa has 4 fouls right now. He's in trouble for South Florida, so they don't have that big presence in the paint in this moment against Auburn, who's been surging back.
Well, that's really more defensively. Chiwa does a great job of cleaning up any offensive rebound availabilities, but also defensively, he's a great help side defender, and South Florida is going to miss that.
Out onto the wing.
No movement offensively for South Florida.
Works off his screen. Patrick on the way, and it falls off back iron. And it's Zepp Jasper who brings it in for Auburn. Tigers a chance to take their first lead of the game. Into the paint. And a foul on right baseline.
That's a tough matchup for Patrick because Williams is a tank. That's one of the most improved players in the SEC last season. This is a really small lineup for South Florida. Really small, especially with Kessler in the game for Auburn. And you've got to worry about Jabari Smith. If you aren't boxing out, you're in for a world of trouble.
They'll go to Kessler. Kessler looking to kick.
Kessler's got to realize you got a shooting guard on you. You got to make a play.
Smith for the lead, on target. Tigers on top with just under 10 to play in the game. Their first lead over South Florida tonight. Too strong off the glass. Tigers get the board. And another flush for Auburn. Cambridge getting the crowd going. Green in trouble. 5 to shoot for South Florida. Off a screen, Murphy, the jumper. Left it short. And the front iron rebound for Jabari Smith. They disrupted on the pass for Berman. And Jabari Smith here for Auburn. Coming up clutch, gives the Tigers the lead, and then Devin Cambridge sends this place into an uproar.
Just one big defensive play can be like lighter fluid to this Auburn Tigers offense. To get out and run in transition, easy buckets. That's what makes them so difficult to defend, because it just takes 1 or 2 possessions and then they explode.
Tigers trying to stage the comeback and survive South Florida in their home city tonight. This place is starting to sound like it's on the plains. Auburn fans traveled well tonight, and a foul is called out of the top of the key. And Walker Kessler, it's a little shaken up there, slapped him on the arm.
Smaller lineup for South Florida. I would be careful sliding out of bounds for any lob play.
Auburn running out of time. They'll go to Smith. And the ball gets stuck. Beg your pardon, they reset their shot clock there. It was showing at 0, and it went back to 20.
We call that a wedgie. Ryan, ball gets stuck like that.
I just call that my job when I'm playing pickup. They always look at me and they're like, go get the ball.
It was always dangerous when you had a bunch of point guards playing pickup and you shot a wedgie, because it might take you 10 minutes to get the ball down because nobody could get up there. You're certainly not looking at me to bring the ball down.
That's when you start searching for the broomstick. Smith's going to inbound for Auburn. And Cambridge stepped out before he could bounce it off of Jameer Chaplin. South Florida will get it back here. And the Bulls got to get a shot here. They got to see some momentum back, because Auburn can turn it up in a heartbeat.
Well, you're right, and I'll just play Captain Obvious here. This is a really dangerous time for South Florida. This possession is incredibly important. Even if you don't make a bucket here, you've got to run something good. You've got to run a set, some continuity to give yourself more rhythm and confidence on the offensive end.
Murphy, the fadeaway baseline jumper, is brought in by Kessler, and that's what a 7-1 big man can do for you.
It's not always about the blocks. How many shots does he alter? How many times does he make offensive players shoot shots that they don't practice? Sign of a great defender.
Smith, fadeaway of his own, and it's off the front of the cup. Boggs, a momentum 3. And off the left side of the rim. Zep Jasper's going to run it up the floor for Auburn. Accelerates into the paint, trying to get a shot off. Got it! Zep Jasper, how about that? Physical to the rim with the finish. And the Tigers are up by 6. Murphy driving the lane, big block from Kessler. I should say, from the floor in that first half. And in the second half, they're up to 43% field goal percentage. Inbound to McCreary. Green, the three. Right on for number one. The left-handed assassin strikes. And South Florida's back within a possession.
Because of how physical and aggressive and fast Auburn plays, it feels like a 2-possession game is like a 10-possession game. When you look at the score, after a big three like that, calms everything down. 1-possession game here.
10 to work with for Auburn. Out to Kessler. Down low pass, it's off the face of Chaplin. Auburn's going to have about 5 seconds to work with on the shot clock.
Coach Pearl's asking for Kessler to shoot that three. Take the three, big fella. That's a really nice kick along the base. And you could see how smooth Green is. And he was a very good three-point shooter last season. Shot over 43% from three at George Mason. He's a guy, I mean, this guy had over 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 300 assists, and 100 steals in his career at George Mason. Man, certainly a really great get by Coach Brian Gregory in the transfer portal.
You know, we've talked to both coaches throughout the week about how the transfer portal has affected the way that they operate as a program, how you recruit, how you go out and get guys. And we said this before, it shifts everything. And, you know, you almost keep those relationships after high school and you stay in touch with guys. And let's keep that going. These opportunities open up down the road. Here's a great opportunity for Johnson. And a great rebound from Green. Johnson again.
There's something wrong with the shot clock.
That shot clock gets stopped, and a foul is called. It halted at 15 there. And this is going to result in 2 shots here. Auburn on their free throws tonight. They've been 7 for 10. 5 for 10 in the second half.
Be curious to see if Auburn hops into a full-court press on a make here for Johnson after the first free throw.
Bruce Pearl, his 8th season with Auburn, most memorably led the Tigers to the Final Four just a couple of seasons ago. As another team here, we said preseason that their ceiling is that kind of a Final Four run. A lot of factors down the stretch still yet to be written for this Auburn team. Tigers up 47-43, 6.5 to go in the game. Murphy lost the basketball. And an empty possession at the worst possible time for USF.
Yeah, just a tough play by Caleb Murphy. That was not necessarily caused by Auburn. It's more of a mishandle. And Auburn's switching 5. South Florida has to be ready for that. You've got to be ready for some type of one-on-one play as well.
Johnson, the spin cycle, kick out, delayed shot, goes too long. Murphy cruising up the floor.
Auburn switching 5. This might be a little mismatch for Murphy.
Green is going to drive. And that layup can't go with the left hand for Green. Jabari Smith clears the board for Auburn. Left corner 3 on the way. Got it. KD Johnson roaring his way back up the floor.
But again, Wendell Green Jr., just a pretty play and a pretty pass in semi-transition. Just always setting his guys up. He's averaging 17 on the season.
Tigers their largest lead of the night. Murphy, nice spin move on the left low block to put it home.
About that body control. And Caleb Murphy is sucking wind right now. He looks exhausted.
Up to 34 minutes played tonight. Nice pass on the baseline, and Cambridge is a bad man for Auburn. two-handed jam.
How good is Cambridge at moving without the basketball? An excellent backdoor cut, caught South Florida sleeping.
Murphy lost control, and the foul called before the finish there by South Florida. And these big momentum plays for Auburn, the two-handed jams, the dunks, the flashy alley-oops, they've been the difference tonight for Auburn.
And Cambridge has done that 3 or 4 times this game, is his ability to move without the basketball. He's a great athlete. You have to respect his three-point shot. He's not like a lights-out three-point shooter, but you respect it enough to where you've got to stay home defensively because Cambridge will make you pay, cutting back door.
Caleb Murphy, the freshman out of Youngstown, Ohio, with the line. It's up to a new season high tonight, 15 points.
Russell Chiwa's checked back into the game. Set out for over 10 minutes of game action.
They need him here. He's got 4 personal fouls.
I'd go right at him if I was Auburn. I wouldn't even think twice about it. Nice ball fake.
Long baseline jumper on its way. Bounces out. Chiwa knocks it over to Caleb Murphy. Murphy cruising in. Nice underneath layup.
It's what Coach Gregory wanted him to do. Be you in transition. Don't go slow. Go make a play. Be aggressive. Be active. Nice hezzy by Green.
Green just trying to heave it up. That's it right to an Auburn player. Into the corner on its way. Yes! Zep Jesper knocks down a 3.
Zep Williams made a second really great assist. How impressive has Williams been distributing the basketball, making the right play, not just a play for himself.
Murphy gets it to go. It's only a 2-pointer, but that'll work for South Florida.
But you can't trade buckets. Captain Obvious statement again. You have to manufacture a stop here.
Smith driving in. The foul before he goes in there with it. Caleb Murphy.
Not even close. They really have to execute on the offensive end.
South Florida's 3 of their last 3 from the floor. I'm sure that if you went to the folks around this program and on South Florida's campus and said, hey, you're going to be within 6 of Auburn with about 3 minutes left, you take that all day. There's a chance for South Florida down the stretch. A great block on the pass there. Auburn can't finish left side. Wendell Green left it a little bit on the left side of the cup.
Here comes the ball screen action. It's Murphy time as far as I'm concerned.
Green.
Logo.
Right on target from out in front. Green comes up clutch for the Bulls, and it's a 1-possession game. Bulls trying to pull the shocker over number 21 Auburn. And all of a sudden, that South Florida student section is making their presence known. Chiwa pressuring Green. Right side, Jabari Smith. Off the right side, Green clears the board. A chance for South Florida to tie the game or get back within 1.
No need to panic if you're South Florida. Run your stuff. They're getting ready to run a set. Here comes the ball screen again.
Murphy driving the layup. Too strong off the right side of the backboard. Tigers seeking a little cushion.
Oh, that was a dangerous play by Murphy. Easily could have been called a foul.
Buck 20 to go. Tigers clinging to a 3-point lead. 8 to shoot for Auburn. They got to go. Jesper. Down the lane. Rolls too strong. Fight for the ball. And a foul called down low. It'll go to South Florida.
And next foul on Auburn is 1-1. Next foul for both teams is 1-1.
Both of them at 6 right now.
If I'm a guard, like if I'm Murphy, I'm thinking about that all the time. All the time. Last 2 minutes of a game, last minute of a game. If I'm unsure of what to run, let's see if I can draw some contact, get into the paint, make a play.
Auburn's offense has dried up over the last 2.5 minutes. They haven't had a bucket. Green for the tie. In and out. Hines gets fouled.
It's interesting how we see the game called. I think in the first half, that's not called a foul. But I think the referees are even closer looking at that. I mean, there's certainly not contact on the wall up.
Hines misses his first free throw of the night. Came into the game shooting about 80% from the stripe. There's a bucket you sorely want here. Make it a 2-point game. Can't get that either. And Auburn gets the ball. Jabari Smith comes up with it. 40 seconds to go. About a 10-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. And they're going to call the foul here. It will be their 7th.
You're in a tough position if you're South Florida. I mean, I understand the pressure from Sam Hines at the top, but you're really trying to make a play on the basketball. Those fouls kind of make you cringe a little bit because you'd rather take a chance on maybe getting a steal as opposed to just body up type foul. So coachable moments.
Sepp Jasper. Ice cold from the free throw line. Calm, cool, and collected. And a much needed free throw for Auburn. Makes it a 4-point margin.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little token full court pressure. Jasper makes his second.
And it's on target. Jasper gets it to go. Auburn is up by 4. Excuse me, 5. And a timeout on the floor.
You draw a foul. Your best three-point shooter on the floor is Green, number 1 for South Florida.
Murphy, a career-high night against the number 21 Tigers. Long jumper, air balls. Johnson gets the rebound. Tigers come up defensively, and South Florida is forced to foul with 13.4 to go.
That was great defense by Jalen Williams, number 2 of Auburn. I felt as if Murphy turned down 2 different three-point attempts. If you've got space in less than 20 seconds in the game, you got to let it go. Even if you're not confident in your three-point shot, you still need to be a confident player. Let that shot go if it's open.
We talked about at the top, this was going to be a measuring stick game tonight, a test for Auburn coming on the road against their most physical opponent yet. That has been exactly what we got. First is down for Auburn on the 1-on-1 here. And for South Florida, you know what? They learn, regardless of the outcome here, they've learned a lot about themselves. They can hang with one of the best teams in the country.
Because of their commitment on the defensive end in the first half especially. They didn't turn the ball over, but more importantly, they were so sound in the half court defensively. You've got to appreciate that if you're Coach Brian Gregory.
South Florida running out of time. That shot is blocked. Jabari Smith saying no. He's got that covered all day. All 6'10" of them keeping that shot from getting off. 5 seconds to go.
Jabari Smith could be an elite defender when he wants to. He really can. And that's what NBA scouts love about him, is the ability to block shots. He can guard a perimeter player.
Chaplin from out in front. The 3 bangs off the backboard, and the Auburn Tigers survive South Florida. 58-52. Auburn goes to 3-0.